Happy World Cup, everybody. How are you all doing tonight on this fine Sunday evening? Back to our regular time because no World Cup conflict. So that's good. So tonight, of course, we're going to talk World Cup. If there's any Inter Miami news, we'll throw that in there as well. Make this short and sweet and get to the point. And I'm not going to do this by myself. As always, everybody welcome everybody's favorite Uncle Ed. I'm a little tongue-tied, Ed.
It's all right, Peter Brown. You went through a lot right before the show, so I understand you.
Man, just before kicking off, my wife had bought a new mandolin, one of those things you slice like this. And right when she bought it, I was like, oh no, it's not going to go well. Because just nervous. First time she uses it, she slices her finger. And she says she doesn't need stitches, that it's okay. I haven't looked at it, but it's, she's an adult. I got to trust her, right? But I'm concerned. And she's walking around the house with her hand up in the air, like, above her, walking around like this because, it's good for stop the bleeding. Then I take the dog for a walk and he's got poop hanging from his butt that he wants to just turn around and eat and everything. And so we're trying to get it off and wash him real fast. And, and then here we are.
Well, I'm glad you made it, Peter. Otherwise, it would have been interesting for me to try to make this happen.
Yeah. It's just the perfect storm of events just before coming on live. But anyways, poop talk and cuts. No more. That's it for tonight. We're not going to talk anymore about that. we could talk about World Cup. Talk about like whatever else we did during the weekend, things like that. But before we get to all that, let's say a thank you to our sponsor, and that is Caneswear. Caneswear is located in Davie, Florida, just south of 595 on University Drive. Best place in town to get all of your Inter Miami gear. Go support a local business. And you know what? Download their app. They've got a new app. You could download their app and use that. Make it a little bit easier to order online because all orders over $99 ship for free. If you want to leave us a voicemail, I see one just came in. So call 786-474-4435. And of course, get active in the chat. We'll let you guys lead a lot on tonight's show. Ed, how's your World Cup been so far? It was a lot of games this past week.
Yeah,
trying to watch them while we all are trying to work can be a bit of a challenge because you want to watch them all, but
yeah,
but
you got to work.
You gotta work.
You should have asked for a vacation, Peter. That way you could have gone through at least most of it.
A vacation on my new job.
Yeah. Why not?
I've only been there a month. I've actually just crossed a month. I've been there a month. So I guess now
that's good.
After a month, it's like, hey, give me some time off.
Why not? No. Yeah, you're already getting into it. But yeah, man, Peter, it's so cool, so exciting to have so many games going on. There's so much to go on around, but I still miss going to Inter Miami games. I like going on the weekends, and it's just it was like it's something that I'm nostalgic about. But watching all those games is very exciting. Getting to see the United States play, getting to see my light keeps going on and off.
Yeah, I see that.
And yeah, and the Mexico thing, and it was charged. What the heck? But yeah, it's cool, Peter. I mean, a lot of foosball going on.
Yeah, I was just trying to adjust something. A few comments here, a few people in here. One World was saying hello to everybody. YC is in here as well, and One World is asking or just hoping my new job is going well. Yeah, it is. It's going very well. They seem to be receptive to some ideas that I have and things like that. So it's going real well.
Awesome.
Yeah, but there is something. I mean, it's cool that the World Cup is in this country, but yet at the same time, when it was in somewhere over in Europe and the games are like 2 a.m, 4 a.m, 6 a.m. I mean, it sucks in the fact that, you have to get up early to watch them, but you can at least watch them. You know what I mean?
Right now,
That's kind of an
now it's
exciting part of
difficult.
when the World Cup is somewhere else. But this time, it being here, it's been great to see the crowds. So I do have a little. Okay, all right. Let's. Something happened. I want to get your perspective on my reaction. Um, you know, as being a host, if you will, we are a host country. So we were just talking about me getting a new job. So I have been taking the tri-rail to my new job. So from getting on it from Pompano and taking it all the way to Hialeah. Now remember, Ed, you said I could not stick to that. Forget about job. You
I
didn't think I
can
could do it for the soccer games.
Right. I'm surprised. I gotta admit, I was wrong. I
I
thought you were too much of a control freak.
Okay. And maybe there's another issue when you're riding public transportation like that is that you can't control the people. So on Friday, get on the train. It's a long day of work, had some meetings, and you're on the train. I noticed, I actually had a perception of who rides the train, and I was wrong. I thought it'd be, some undesirables or whatever, just like people that can't afford to drive, stuff like that. No, 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 no. It's all people that look like, they're going to the office just like me, carrying laptops, they're flight attendants, things like that. So I get on the train coming home. I go through a couple of stops. I think maybe it's a Metro Rail stop or something. About 15 Colombian fans get on the train.
Oh
Now,
boy.
being a soccer fan, I should be like, oh, that's cool. Look at the passion. Look at all that stuff. I was, I think, your typical snobby American, maybe, and I'm asking, did I handle this right? Was I out of line? I didn't do anything big. They come on, Ed. You guys, if you watch this long enough, I don't curse. It's just not how I'm wired. They get on, and I don't know Spanish curse words, but I know one because they say them at soccer games when the goalkeeper kicks the ball. These guys and girls get on the train yelling that word out and just being hammered, and they don't just get on the train. They sit next to me.
Oh boy.
I am now surrounded by Colombians, and I like Colombians. I've been to Colombia a lot. I enjoy the people. I did not enjoy these people.
Yeah, well,
They are
did you
loud.
say something? Or you
Well,
just
they're loud. They're drunk. I didn't say anything up first. Not really. Even still, I never really said anything. But I clearly made a face because the one guy that spoke English realizes it, and now he wants to be my best friend. Telling me, "Oh, I'm sorry, we're drunk," and I'm like, "I can tell." and and then they even go to offer me a beer. You're not supposed to have beer on the train, but the train security guy, who is actually armed, which is interesting, did not care that they're drinking. He just move your cart. They had a cart that they're pulling full of beer, hopping on the
wow.
train. Loud. It's not even that they're loud because they're singing their songs. I could probably have enjoyed that a little bit. They're loud, being filthy, dirty, saying all kinds of stuff. And I'm like, your women is the type of thing you shouldn't do in front of women, right? But their women there seem to be enjoying it. They're part of it. So yeah, I was a bit of
Yeah,
a
wow.
snob to them. They were like, "Where you from, bro?" And I'm like, "I'm from here, South Florida." They're like, we're Colombian. And they're asking me about this bar or whatever. Do you know this place? Which exit do I get off of? I'm like, I don't know. And so anyways, they rode with me. They annoyed me the whole way. That's really the whole thing. I was just basically your snobby American. One guy sitting across from me is trying to get me to repeat some of his words, and I'm just like, he's like, come on, man, say, and I'm like, I just looked at him at that point. I had my earbuds in. I pointed my earbuds. I said, no. Obnoxious. Now here's the little devil in me that So they weren't paying attention to the stops. They clearly wanted to get off at the Fort Lauderdale stop because I later saw on the news there was like a Colombian takeover in Fort Lauderdale. They were all outside the Colombia's hotel, the national team's hotel, and oh, here, look, Francisco. Francisco says, I'm Colombian. I would be triple snobby. He might have. But so there was like a Colombian takeover. I found that out watching the news after the fact. But they weren't really paying attention to the stops. And so I thought the devil on side of me said, oh, I hope they missed their stop.
Well,
now, that would also hurt me because then I have to put up with their nonsense for a little bit longer.
I was going to say that. Yeah.
But at the same time, I would have gotten some joy had they missed their stop. They, at the last second, realized it was their stop, and they then looked at me and said, bro, is this where we get off? And I'm like, I can't be that mean, right? So I said, yes, and they got off. And that was the end of it. But what if you're not a soccer fan, if you're not from these other countries, this definitely gives you a bad taste. I wrote to my wife, I'm texting my wife what's going on. And I even wrote to her, World Cup sucks.
Wow. And your wife must have been like, what is wrong with this guy?
Yeah, she thought it was funny because, I was telling her what was happening. She thought it was funny. But One World saying, yeah, there was a great street festival for the Colombian to greet the team. Yeah. I saw that on the news after the fact. But come on Friday, I had no clue. And they were just the most obnoxious people. Anyways. How would you have handled that, Ed? Would you have jumped in and started singing with them? Would you have drank the beer?
I probably would have drank the beer. I would have started singing with them. I probably would have said a couple bad words with them. Yeah, I would have handled it different, I think. But then if I was working, headed home, maybe, I was tired or whatever, maybe I would have been agreeing with you.
And it's not even that I was that tired. I was just aggravated. I'm like, I just want a peaceful ride home. And then I got to deal with this.
Wow. No, it happens, Peter.
But
it happens.
Here's the thing: is I hear stories that these foreigners are actually finding the U.S. to be great hosts. That they're actually happy with the way things are turning out, and then it's. I don't know if they would have had that opinion of me. Granted, I didn't say anything other than just being like, I don't want to play. I had the grumpy, I don't want to play face, like leave me alone, shut up and leave me alone, but here, Sports Shorts said the Scotland fans made everyone like them. See, maybe that's different. Maybe it's a different approach. They probably are wild and obnoxious too, because you drink, you're in a party mode, They
don't wear underwear underneath those kilts.
Yeah. Well, I don't want to see that either.
They could flash you if they want.
Put their leg up, and I don't want to see that.
Anyways, not good.
Anyways, those are my stories. You want to go to a voicemail? Maybe that'll help direct the conversation.
Yeah, let's do it. Yeah.
All right, here's a voicemail here. Let me click on that. Here we go.
What's up, mi gente? It's your boy Yankee Yank. Hey, hope everyone's been enjoying the World Cup. Not every team can qualify. Not every team can go through the knockout phases. But if you've been supporting your team, or if there's some other teams that you found inspiration by and you've taken joy from, and you're enjoying the ride, then continue to ride it. For me, I figured out a long time ago. Yeah, the results are important, but more interesting to me are the journeys to get to compete and the storyline. So I know I'm wired a bit differently, but it's always great learning about other countries and players, and that's just something I dig. So big props to our Uncle Ed. Ecuador got it done. I think they are going to give Mexico a bit more complicated look than Mexico possibly thinks. And for USA, please, people who want to sleep on the next match with Bosnia-Herzegovina, who I always butcher the second part of that country, respect to them. They got players. They're coming out to play. And we saw Canada just kind of get by the Bafana Bafana of South Africa today. So y'all enjoy. The best thing about this World Cup has been seeing people come together and share a love of sports. So I'll holler at y'all later, players.
Unless you're on the tri-rail with me, then it's different.
Oh yeah.
So okay, USA, they played against Turkey. Now we're calling countries different names now instead of what we used to always
Yeah,
call them.
what's that about with that Turkey thing, man? When I saw that, I was like, Turkey.
I don't know. I think
The hell?
I had heard what I heard was that they requested us to pronounce the name of the country that way. Yeah. Maybe they don't want to be confused with a bird.
I like confusing with the bird. I send you messages with the bird instead of saying the name of the country. Now we got to say Turkey. I'm still going with the turkey.
Turkey.
The animal picture.
Turkey sandwich.
Yeah.
So they they beat US. Are you concerned going against Bosnia now, like Yankee Boy was saying, after that result?
It's always 11 against 11, so they qualified to the World Cup for a reason. They must be qualified, so we should be careful. I think we're gonna pass. I think if we play like we did the first two games, I think we will. I think we should pass.
And let's be fair that the last game was our B team until later in the game where they brought in some of the stars, but it was our B team playing. So I think they held their. I mean, it looked like it was going to be a tie game until the last seconds of the game. So, I think we have to be going. I didn't look at what the odds are, but I would assume that the odds are in our favor. That this is as if we don't win and if we don't move on like Canada did, if we don't move on like Canada did today, then I think it would be a big embarrassment. I don't know if you saw that. I think I posted a clip from The Athletic where Pochettino has apparently been offered a contract renewal, but it's pending basically the results, pending to finalize the deal, whether he accepts it or not, or whether they really want to give it to him or not. So obviously, a lot of that would depend on these results. If they lose to Bosnia, I think the general public would consider it an embarrassment where he should be expected to win. But like Yankee Boy said, like you said, I mean, they're here and anybody could beat anybody. Look at some of these smaller teams that are doing great.
Exactly. Look at what Curacao did. Look at Cabo Verde did. All these small countries are, getting results. Ecuador beat Germany. Nobody thought that was going to happen.
Yeah, exactly. Sports Shorts is saying the odds for winning the entire cup went from 60-1 to 30-1 for the U.S. So cut in half. Better odds now. Obviously, I mean, it makes sense that they've now moved on, so it makes sense winning the group.
I always thought the U.S. team was good. They just couldn't. I mean, we have players playing in the best teams in Europe, and they're young. I mean, they're in great physical shape. We have the best athletes in the world, and why not in soccer as well? So I've always thought that the United States just was not, they just weren't able to work as a team that well until the last couple of games when they started coming together.
Right.
And these tournaments, I just think these tournaments are these long tournaments are the ones that make those teams that much better. I think they found the rhythm, and I'm pretty certain that the U.S. is going to be able to get through, but you never know. Like we said.
So let's talk about your Ecuador team beating Germany. How does that happen?
Dude, it's weird because we were supposed to at least tie Ivory Coast. We were supposed to totally beat Curacao. And then we were supposed to lose against Germany. Everybody figured, Germany, they're tough. We're not going to beat them. And they do everything the opposite way. They lose against Ivory Coast. Curacao ties them, and they beat Germany. They just, go figure, man. They're just, I always thought they were a good team. We just don't have Ecuador just doesn't have an offense.
Right.
Unfortunately.
That's what I thought. When I'm watching it, I'm like, they got so many good opportunities. They just don't really have anybody that could that can really score. They
Exactly.
put themselves in good positions, and
They defend
I
very well.
yeah, and you're a big fan of their defense, their defenders. That you feel like they have really good defenders in Ecuador, just in
Yeah.
general.
Right. So I think I against Mexico is going to be tough because it's a Mexico City home
When
field
do they
advantage
play?
right there. Wednesday or Tuesday? Tuesday, I think. Tuesday.
Oh yeah, here
Mexico
it is.
City.
Tuesday at
It's
9 p.m.
altitude. It shouldn't be a problem for the Ecuadorian players because they play in altitude also. But yeah, the home field advantage is going to show. It's going to be tough. But if they defend the way that they did, if they play against Mexico the way they did against Germany, I think they got a chance.
Yeah,
You don't agree?
I think Mexico is going to beat up on them pretty good. I don't. Well, when I say pretty good, I don't
Oh,
expect it to be 3-4-0, but I expect Mexico to win.
yeah.
I think Mexico playing at home is going to be tough for Ecuador.
Yeah.
The altitude, but altitude is not really. Is that a problem for Ecuadorian players? Do you guys play in altitude?
Yeah, they play in Quito, which is higher than Mexico City. So I
But do
think
you have
that's
that
not going to be a
smog?
factor.
Do you have the pollution?
It's kind of smoggy up there, but not as smoggy as Mexico City. So
Yeah.
that's going to be another thing. Yeah, that's going to be tough. Yeah, it's going to be an uphill battle, especially because that stadium's got almost 100,000 people
Yeah.
packed with Mexicans.
Talking about
So
when I was saying that if the U.S. loses to Bosnia, it'd be a big deal, like a failure, a big failure, right? This would be
yeah,
even big. This would be bigger, right? I'm sure the expectations in Mexico, those fans are some of the toughest fans. They are going to be like they will burn that stadium down basically if they don't win.
yeah, Mexico. Yeah, the pressure in Mexico is huge because they always think they could win it.
Yeah, exactly.
Um, they got a home field advantage this time around. Um, but their team isn't that good, man. They've been on fire recently. They're starting to play well together, but the whole qualifying, all the road to the World Cup, they weren't doing that well.
Right.
So, is that team the one that's going to show up? I mean, yeah, they're having the home field advantage, all the support behind them, that's going to, get them up. But I'm hoping Ecuador could pull through, do some major defending, and counterattack, and hopefully one of those goes in.
Yeah, an exciting
My
game.
prediction 1-0 Ecuador.
Okay, I'd say 2-0 Mexico. Sorry, Ed. I'm going to be rooting.
No.
Let's put it this way. That's what I think happens, but I will be rooting for your team just because we're friends and I want to see you happy. But
It's the least you could do.
I will cheer for them, but I don't think that's going to really help. That's all I'm saying.
We'll see.
Yeah,
it's
at least they made it, and anything can happen. Here, Sports Shorts is saying that he wouldn't be surprised if Ecuador wins.
Wow. Well, thanks for the support, Sports
There
Shorts.
you go. You got some
The
support.
least you could do. Yeah.
Game I'm excited about tomorrow, but will be challenging for me to watch. I may have to watch it later. Is Brazil versus Japan? Brazil.
That's going to be a good game.
Because Brazil, it's not. I don't think, at least, it doesn't look like they have the stars that they used to have, right? They don't. You got Vinny Jr., who is good. You got a few players, here and there that are good, but you don't. But there's nobody there that you say, that's the Ronaldinho, that's the Ronaldo, that's the Neymar, because even Neymar isn't what he used to be, right? So,
right.
So, and Japan. I mean, you were a big fan of Japan, so much so that you rooted against my team from Holland when they were playing Japan. You were cheering for Japan. And Japan, from my memory at least, they're heavily influenced by Brazil. They've had a lot of Brazilian players in their domestic league. So this is going to be an exciting game. Japan, I think, could surprise Brazil, but I would expect Brazil to win. but it's
Yeah,
not. It is not going to be easy.
it's not the Brazil of late, from back in the
Mm-mm.
day. That's for sure.
No,
Anybody could beat them.
the world's caught up.
I don't think they're yeah, I don't think they're a candidate to be the world champs unless they can play well together. But yeah, I just don't see them doing it. Japan could surprise. They've got speed. Those guys could run forever. They got incredible. They're in great shape. So yeah, but I still think Brazil could pull it off.
Yeah. Round of 32 though now feels like when the real World Cup is starting, because the first 100 teams in the World Cup, everybody and their mother.
That's what it felt like. Yeah.
If
So
you
some
have
teams that shouldn't have been there, but
if you have
whatever.
11 people in your country, then you too were playing in the World Cup. All you needed was 11. And you don't have to make any subs. So now it's like we see the real matchups. I mean, I'm talking to people in my office and they're not soccer fans, and they're asking me like, how teams are looking. And it's like, man, it's really hard to tell. Because you could see a team that was just underperformed and is going to do really well moving forward. Or are they a mess, right? You never know. Now's when we're really going to see. Brazil versus Japan's a good game. Germany, Paraguay again tomorrow. That should be fun. I expect Germany to win that one. Netherlands, Morocco. That's going to be tough. I mean, I would bet on Holland, but that's a tough match. Morocco is no joke.
That's a good one. That's a good game right there.
Yeah. So the first team to punch their way through. Did you watch the Canada game at all, Ed?
For a little bit, Peter, I wasn't able to watch the whole thing, but I'm kind of glad that they were able to get through. They're a team that, at least in the last World Cup, where they did really well. I think they actually even beat the everybody else in qualifying. They came in first, so they still have some remnants of that team. They got a lot of players that are playing abroad as well. So yeah, I'm kind of glad that we've got all the local teams, I guess you can call them, that are advancing. Canada. Today was the first game of the 32, so
Right.
they're through. So
it's officially begun. Yeah, this graph isn't updated. It's just from Fox. Their image isn't updated with Canada moving on. But Canada will play they play the winner of the Mexico game, don't they?
No, I think they're playing against the Netherlands, Morocco, if I'm not mistaken.
Where is Canada? So Canada's here. Let me move myself out of the way.
Yeah, move yourself.
So Canada's here. They beat South Africa. Yeah, so they will. Yeah, you're right. They'll play the winner of Netherlands Morocco.
Yeah, which is going to be tough. I think either one of those teams could probably beat Canada. But Canada.
Yeah, I would expect that. I would expect that to happen. Also, we had Argentina played a couple days ago.
Messi, man, that Messi goal, man, that dude's just incredible. He only played 30 minutes? Not even that. I don't even remember how much. It wasn't much that he played.
No, it wasn't. Comment here from Kalizayat. Japan is beating Brazil. Oh, don't say that. Not in my house. If you're not familiar, my wife is from Brazil. That won't go well.
Yeah.
But Argentina now moves on to play Cape Verde. How easy do they have it?
Dude, their group was also pretty easy, I would think, compared to all the other groups. And now this one should be easy on paper, but Cape Verde, they've been surprising people left and right. So
yeah, but
I don't.
They could surprise Argentina by scoring a goal, but they're not going to surprise Argentina by beating them.
Right, I don't think that's going to happen. Plus, they got Messi, who will likely play from the beginning. Whoa, I'm moving.
Yeah, we're moving you this time, so we could see. So if Argentina beats Cape Verde, they will play the winner of Australia versus Egypt.
Talk about why do they get easy teams to play against, man?
Wait, but is Egypt that easy? I mean, doesn't Egypt have Mo Salah? Isn't he from Egypt?
Yeah, they got him, and I think that's it. I mean, they're a pretty decent team. I think
That's it.
they're a decent African team. But yeah, but could you think of any other player other than Mo that's
No, that's why
really good?
that's why I mentioned the one I know.
Yeah.
There's
But
hey,
yeah,
the
that's good. That's gonna be tough.
speaking of Inter Miami, this is being an Inter Miami podcast. There are rumors have popped up again about Mo Salah to Inter Miami. Constantly, there's rumors for every player that's becoming available to come to us. But
If this was a team from around the world,
we'd have them
we
all.
would probably have the best players. Yeah, we'd have them all. But
We'd have.
unfortunately, it's Major League Soccer, and there's stupid rules. I had to say it, stupid rules that we follow, and aren't able to get all the great players that Jorge Mas and David Beckham would like.
And Jorge was at that Colombia match.
Was he looking at any player, Peter?
What's that?
Was he looking at any player?
I think he's looking at them all. I think he's looking at all the team, looking at both teams, looking at all the players, and just saying who does he want? Could he look at Ronaldo and say, hey, I want to put Ronaldo and Messi on a team together for a year? Or is he being more realistic and looking at some of those Colombia players that might be a little more attainable?
It might be a Colombian player. I mean,
but he was there.
But
he's shopping. I saw him on the screen, and my first reaction is he's shopping.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I don't think he goes to a soccer match and just watches. I think he's looking at it going, oh, that guy got my attention. How much is he going to cost? Can I get him?
Right.
When does his contract expire? Is there anybody on the Colombia team you think we should get, Ed?
Wow. Well, if offensively, at least, I'd love to get what's the guy's name? Diaz. I think he's a great player. Who else? There's a lot of young guys, man, that are on there. I can't remember.
I forgot. There was one of the guys that they kept mentioning, a defender who plays for FC Cincinnati. So one of those players is currently in the league.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I wasn't familiar with him because I don't really follow FC Cincinnati, but
Right. But yeah, there's a lot of players that are going to come out of this tournament that are going to be, just going different places, because this is a great place to watch all these guys, a lot of the African players, man. Mark my words, a lot of African players, because I think all the African teams advanced, if I'm not mistaken.
I don't know if all of them did or not, but I mean, countries like DR Congo, who you did not expect to advance, did. Let's see. Going back to this, on Tuesday you've got Ivory Coast playing. Wednesday you've got DR Congo. Senegal.
Like it's England, yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean that's definitely. I don't know if that's all of them. But Ghana. That might be all of them. So, yeah, definitely plenty of African nations. So, you think some of those players are attainable for somebody like Inter Miami?
Oh, I think they're definitely cheaper, but not sure if they would, be that marketable for Inter Miami. I mean, we're into selling a lot of jerseys.
Yeah.
So I don't know if any of those African players are going to sell. I mean, they'll probably sell a lot in Africa, but I don't know if a lot of those jerseys over there are bootleg jerseys anyway. So I think they'll probably stick with South American players for Inter Miami just because of the market. But other teams in Major League Soccer probably will pull the trigger on some of those African players, which are pretty good and could make names for themselves in this league.
Kalazayat says we need a shot for a goalkeeper. What's bad is when our goalkeeper is in the World Cup sitting on the bench, not playing, and that's not what you expect with Inter Miami. You expect us to have the stars, right? And so if he's going to get called up, you expect him to be starting. Because why? Because he plays for Inter Miami. That's just kind of the profile of this team, right? And he's sitting on the bench. You got the MLS goalkeeper of the year sitting on the bench.
Not good. And the guy that's the starter is actually another player that wasn't the winner of the best MLS goal keeper of last year. So,
I
it
didn't
kind of makes me
recognize
go,
him. I didn't
He plays
recognize.
for Orlando.
No, it's not this. That's not who started today.
Oh, really? I didn't see him today.
It was a white guy.
Oh, wow. It's another guy.
Yeah, because the guy from Orlando is like a light skinned, dark guy. To me, it looks kind of Latino, even though he's not. I don't think it was. To me, at least, it looked like some white dude. And so
I'll find out right now. By golly, Peter Brown.
I don't know. I mean, I could be wrong, but that's what it looked like to me. But
yeah, no, Crepo. Yeah, no, Crepo, as I called him. No, he's for Orlando City. He was the starter.
Yeah, but did he start? Did he play today?
Yeah, he played today.
Oh, okay.
That's him.
I guess he's.
I call him Crepo because
I didn't think it was
Orlando.
him. I thought it was a different guy. That's why, No. Okay. All right. Well,
that's
at least
him, Peter Brown. So yeah. Orlando
Sean is
City
saying it was.
player
Sean is agreeing, saying it was Crepo. Okay. Well.
Yeah.
I thought he looked different.
Well, look at you. But yeah, it's we should go for the Miami FC player. Inter Miami should go for him.
Yeah,
he played incredible
he's like
for
40 years old, isn't he?
Oh, is he? Oh,
I don't know. I think he's old.
Room.
That's his name.
Yeah, Room. Make some room for Room.
I mean, if you want to bring him on, if you want to bring him on look, that'd be good PR. You hire him as your third goalkeeper per se, and let him fight for a shot. If he's good enough, then he starts. Right. But that would be good.
He's already in Miami.
It would be very good PR for sure. That he just had this amazing World Cup, and now he gets bought up by the big team in MLS. I mean,
I would.
Like you said,
go for it, but
he doesn't have to relocate. He's already in Miami.
Right.
Yeah. A 1-1 goal saying Room is with Miami FC. Yes, he is.
Yeah, he is.
Another
the World Cup.
Yeah. Another little off topic that Sports Shorts brought up, that Lewandowski is signed with Chicago Fire. How about that?
Nice. I like that. Good for Chicago, man.
Yeah, more teams need.
He's not playing in the World Cup.
Nope.
He's still a great player. Scores. He should score a lot for Chicago. I think we have a game coming up with Chicago. Is that the first game we have coming back? If I'm not mistaken.
I don't know if it's the first game, but it is. I'd have to look it up.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, hopefully he'll be there. If it's during the week, unfortunately, I might not be able to make it, but we'll see.
Yeah, first game back, Chicago in Miami on a Wednesday.
Oh, fiddlesticks.
The 22nd.
Fiddlesticks, I tell you.
July 22nd. Yeah, it's a Wednesday.
And then where we go?
Yeah, it's a Wednesday.
And we're away at Montreal, and then first days of August we got a game. That's going to be my first game back then.
Well, now that I'm so close to the stadium where I go to work every day, that'll be easy.
You're going to take the train?
Well, I'll already have taken the train at that point, right? Because I've been taking the train, so it's just a matter of I just have to verify that they have. You know how they've been holding a train and running a train super late? Like, are they going to do that on this Wednesday night game? As long as they are, then yeah, I'll just take the train one stop further south, which would be the airport station.
And you're there. You could even go standing because it's so close.
You don't even
have
to
sit down. You could even go
stand on the yeah. It would be no problem. Hey, super chat here from Caesar. Thank you, Caesar, for a $5 super chat. If Ecuador beats Mexico, I buy you beers for the rest of the year.
I love you, Caesar. You are the best, man. And hopefully that happens for my sake.
No, Ed, he's offering you that deal. Look, Caesar is a good guy. He is a sweetheart. He's one of our good friends. But he's making that bet because he knows it's safe.
Yeah.
He's,
Probably.
he's like, I'm gonna say something to make Ed feel good, but I know that I won't actually have to do it.
Oh, well, I'm hoping you're wrong, and that happens. It behooves me, even if Ecuador doesn't advance after that.
Yeah.
Because after that would be tough because they'd probably play England, or what was the other team? I forgot what the other team was. But
Yeah,
England's
Francisco
going to be
is
pretty
saying
tough.
I will be swapping rowdy Colombian fans for rowdy Inter Miami fans on the tri-rail that day. Yep, I will be. But you know what? My experience so far is the Inter Miami fans that are riding the train are pretty chill. Pretty chill.
They're also probably tired of the game.
Well, that's after the game,
different.
but even before the game. Francisco is confident. Ecuador will win.
That's what I'm talking about.
Sports Shorts is cheering you on too. Says it's World Cup. Anything can happen. Of course, anything can happen. But will it?
Evil, Peter Brown. Evil.
Yeah. I was surprised that today there was only one game, but that's okay because you know what it did, Ed? It gave me time to go see a movie. I went to see Supergirl today.
Oh.
It got terrible reviews. I don't know if you've seen any of the reviews. It's got terrible reviews.
I saw.
But I thought it was pretty good. I liked it. But maybe I'm an easy pleaser. I don't know.
Yeah.
I will tell you this.
I don't know about that, but
it was better than Masters of the Universe, which I saw the week before. I saw the He-Man movie, even though I knew that was a bomb. I knew it didn't do well, but I still wanted to see it. And it was so bad. Maybe the worst movie I've seen in a couple of years. So I looked at Supergirl and I just said, well, all you have to do is be better than last week's movie. And it was.
And they were. Oh, good. Wow, yeah, man, they killed that franchise. I thought, that they would do well with Masters of the Universe, but no, I guess not.
I mean, I was hopeful. You got all the technology in the world now to make it look cool, and it did look cool. It just was stupid. It was like they didn't know what they were trying to be the 80s cartoon a little bit, but if they're going to do that, they didn't go far enough. All right. And that movie is, whenever it comes on streaming, I think everybody should watch it if you like that kind of thing, just to appreciate how bad it is. And just to like, when I was watching Masters of the Universe, He-Man, I was getting mad because that's not a toy or a show from my childhood, but it was from my brother. And I would watch it with him, when he was a kid, I would watch it with him. And he had all the toys and all that stuff. So I'm watching that movie and I'm getting mad watching it. Like, they screwed it up so bad. Supergirl was not that. While it may not have been the greatest movie in the world, it was fun. It was a fun afternoon. So getting a little bit of a World Cup break gave me the opportunity to go see a movie.
Nice. So
One World says that
nerd talk right there.
Says we are all kind of exhausted from 4 games a day, so a break was okay. That's He-Man?
Yep.
All right, Ed. What else we got going on? Do you have a Spanish show or anything coming up?
I don't know. I think Marco is traveling. He did actually go to the Ecuador games. I told him to film a little bit, but I guess he got plastered. I don't blame him. Ecuador won. I asked him to do some videos, and he didn't get to do it. So he sent me an early video.
But nothing you can use.
I didn't put up because, it was nothing that I could use. God bless him. But, and then, like I said, Ecuador won, so I guess he dedicated himself to partying. He went with his brother and his dad, so that must have been awesome.
Where was that game again?
It was in Kansas City, I believe.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I think that about wraps it up.
I think we'll try to do a show next Sunday, trying to talk about everybody who's advanced, and we got a couple more shows before we actually get back to Inter Miami.
Getting back to what we're good at.
Yeah. So yeah, so we're taking, I guess, a little break from MLS, but we're still giving you good World Cup coverage. So that's
There
not
you
bad.
go. There you go. There you go. All right, everybody. Thanks so much for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe, and we'll see you next time. Thanks, everybody.